in India on day one of the National Investigation Agency's crackdown on terror funding in Kashmir. Raids, of course, were carried out, as we know, in 22 separate locations in both Kashmir and here in the national capital, and 2 crore rupees in cash were seized, we're told, as well as letterheads of banned terror organizations like Lashkar-e-Toiba were recovered as part of the incriminating evidence that has been unearthed by the NIA as part of its raids and investigations into the terror funding that has been pouring into Kashmir, which has, of course, seen a huge amount of violence and unrest in the past 1 year since the killing of Hizbul Mujahideen commander Burhan Wani. The question is, could this be just the beginning of the end for Pakistani stooges who have been stoking violence and unrest in the valley? Sources have told NewsX that action is expected to continue for the next 2 to 3 days, with several other sympathizers of Pakistan-sponsored terrorists likely to be questioned by the NIA over the next several days. Many more could in fact come within the ambit of the investigations that are being currently carried out. Many are under the scanner. Of course, one of those named in the FIR registered by the NIA is the man on your screen, 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed, who of course also is the head of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jamaat-ud-Dawa. There is also a strong possibility, according to sources, that some of the Hurriyat leaders who have been named in the FIR and raided yesterday could even be arrested over the next couple of days. My colleague Arun joins us from Srinagar with more on this story. Arun, of course, the raids were carried out at several locations across Kashmir and Delhi yesterday. Do we know if more raids are going to be carried out today and tomorrow? What are you hearing from your sources?
Absolutely, Neha, because the way crackdown has been done by NIA since morning yesterday, that really shows that this action is not likely going to be stopped, and they are surely going to, have these sort of raids in coming 2 or 3 days. In fact, as you already mentioned, some of the sources in MHA has spoken to NewsX, who said that some crucial evidence which they have seized during these raids, and especially a few are the top Hurriyat. They can be in the radar of NIA in coming 2 or 3 days. And in fact, they've also said that, more and more raids could happen in coming 2 or 3 days. In fact, the way this entire investigation took place since morning yesterday, that shows that NIA has really decided now that they really want to take on these Hurriyat leaders who's really trying to unsettle the environment in the valley. And in fact, after the raids concluded yesterday, we have seen that all the top leaders of separatist Yasin Malik, Mirwais Farooq Umar and Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani came out and said that this is the frustration of the government, the way they are trying to crush the movement in Kashmir here, and it shows that they are also somewhere scared of this initial investigation by NIA, and perhaps in 2 or 3 days we would surely see something concrete coming out of these raids as well.
All right, Arun, also, as these raids carry on, as the crackdown continues, perhaps an unprecedented crackdown on terror funding in Kashmir, with several Hurriyat leaders, separatists, Pakistani sympathizers coming under the scanner and feeling the heat. Sources are also telling NewsX that even an arrest of some of these Hurriyat leaders could be imminent. What are you picking up from your sources? And also, have you got any reaction yet to this crackdown from any of these Hurriyat leaders who have in fact been targeted?
That's true, but at the moment we cannot say that who are going to be those Hurriyat leaders who is going to be under the radar. But absolutely we can understand that people who are active in the valley, especially the top leaders of Hurriyat, they are going to be the target of NIA. Yes, in fact, the second-rung leaders of separatists, they have been interrogated in the past as well, which followed by these raids. As we all know that this Bitta Karate and Javed Ahmed Ghazi, who has been investigating the Delhi headquarters of National Investigation Agency, and perhaps that led the NIA to furnish these raids, because they found something dodgy in those questioning with these leaders. And perhaps in coming a few days, 2 or 3 days, we could see some more raids could take place, not here in the valley, but in the different parts of the country as well.
All right, Arun, thanks very much for getting us those details. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you for the latest on that developing story. Could there be more raids over the next couple of days? Could there also be some arrests? That remains the big question.